you believe poverty affects education today?
Yes.
In what way?
Absentee. You know, if a kid is moving because they're having to worry about basic needs, or maybe they're not able to focus in class, but poverty tends to affect attendance, which affects their education, because then they don't, aren't in school as much. They're sick more. Also, what I've run into too is sometimes, say they're doing well, but their electricity got cut off. So they have a reading project and it's dark at 5 o'clock, so they can't get their assignments done. So they have to hope that the teacher, will help them, or they might not have internet service. So they have a project for school that they have to type, or they have to figure out a different way. What if there's 13 kids in the family and they left their backpack on the cat bus? Who's going to go get it? Things that maybe that I don't have to think about, where's everybody going to sit when the table's this big and you have 13 kids, kind of. The older kids have to wake up before the younger kids. How do they wake up and get dressed without waking up the little kids, and having a system so everybody can get to school and function? They have to figure out how it's going to function for them under those conditions. Sometimes they're living in their van or in the in-between time, or a tent, or so they're having to figure out how they're going to cook their meal because they don't have electricity, or things like that. So those things do affect kids.
The next question is, how should the community help combat poverty in schools?
How should the community? Whitney, were you aware when Whitney got a huge grant? They got a huge grant from Ellen DeGeneres and Justin Bieber and that school. And it's not very far from here. It's on Trop and Nellis area. But they used to be able to pay people's rent until the money ran out. But what they did in their school was they had a community involvement program where parents could come in and work, and say the moms couldn't make enough money to pay for daycare and work. So when their kids were at school, they could come and work off the hours and do projects and restock the food pantry and stuff like that. So I think the community could find perhaps ways that people that want to help themselves, they could help themselves. Say they moved here and they ran into hard times and they don't have family support. I think churches and other community organizations have been helpful, but there's not enough to go around. There's limited services here for people. So
thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Ana Vantivias, and I'm in a group with Dana and Joanna, and we were getting school supplies for a school that has the population of the most poorest people in there, and we raised notebooks, pencils, folders, paper, books, and many other stuff. Thank you.
Hola, mi nombre es Dana, y lo que yo aprendí sobre este proyecto es que hay mucha gente con necesidades.
Hola, me llamo Joana y
Lo que aprendí de este proyecto es que me ayudó a abrir los ojos y comprender que hay muchas escuelas aquí que necesitan nuestra ayuda y si nomás donamos un poquito de nuestro tiempo podemos ayudar en la educación de cada niño.